it looks like the results are in.
Okay.
And Maria, it looks like we would like to hear you give us a demo for free text searching tips.
The free text searching tips was number one. And just in case we have any time, Chris, or we have some more time at the end, can you let me know what was the second choice from the audience?
Sure. The second choice is more drug and disease combination searches.
Okay, great. All right, let's move to the free text searching then. And let me just, so just so you know, I think I did see a question coming in earlier with regards to the slides being shared. And yes, we will be sharing all of these slides. So, so we have included information on the other two questions as well, if we don't get to them today. So you'll have those for reference afterwards. But let's look a little bit more at the free text searching, like we said, tips and tricks. Now, I did refer to the slash and the difference between rather the slash and the colon. And there's a very nice example that we were looking at earlier. So like we said with human, that it doesn't always make a difference. And I was doing some searches earlier where I compared the use of human/DE with colon DE. And depending, of course, on the use of human in the articles, you don't always see a difference. But it is worth thinking about when setting up your searches and being aware of. But one particular example that's where we did see this is, I'm going to go into the Embase now to show you, is, let me just get rid of these searches so we have a nice clean interface to show you. So I can just select them all and delete. My apologies. Okay. Let me do that properly for you. JT rather, is what I meant to do. I am sorry. Here we go. So this will make a lot more sense. Okay, and then you see, of course, using the /GT, we have our biochemistry, and we're looking only in the journal title, biochemistry. Okay, I got a little obsessed with the DE there. And if I compare that, I'll do an advanced search again for biochemistry colon DE, and I do my search again. Then you'll see, of course, that we are picking up different journal titles there as well. So the more precise way to search for journal title is to use the /JT in that respect. Something else that we can look at with regards to free text searching is the use of truncation and operators. So we do have, you can use, of course, and, are, not as operators in Embase. And we do have the proximity operators, next and near. And these are ideal examples, of course, of when to use the advanced search form. So for your searching with regards to drug and disease searching and combining, as we saw in the previous example, then they work really nicely to pick up your subheadings. With your drug search, do your disease search, pick up your subheadings and combine. If you're interested in using a different approach with regards to the truncation and operators, then of course the advanced search form works really well. So, for example, they do work with the near and the next do work with field search, field limits, and they also work with truncation. So let's type something in here. So let's look for symptoms. I'm going to use truncation here. Near -5. Okay. I'm going to use another. I'm going to use headache here, also with truncation. Or we can use the phrase headache, like that. We need double colons, or double brackets here rather, because I'm going to select my field limits here, and I'm going to select abstract, and I'm going to select title. Okay, so I have used my my proximity operator, I've used truncation, and I've used field limits. Click on those field limits again, and let's try doing a search. Okay, so we have a set of results. looking in the abstract and title. And what I'm doing with the near is that I'm looking for in any direction. So within any direction for near, and next is in the order specified. Okay, what you need to bear in mind with the proximity operators is that you have to use one operator per search. Now we did say that you can see here that it works really nicely with the truncation and with the field limit. But if we were to add another proximity operator here, for example, we might be interested in symptom near 5, headache near 5, aspirin, for example. Now the system won't take more than one operator, like we said, but what you can do is break that search up. So for example, what we can do is look for symptoms again with our truncation. And we have our near 5 again, so 5 in any direction, within 5 in any direction, and headache. And let's do that one search. Okay, so we get one set of raw results. And then going back to the advanced search, what we can do is then we want to look at headache near /5 aspirin, for example. Okay, so this is our second operator, proximity operator, and we click on search. And what we can do now is we can AND those. Okay, so if you have been, or if you do use the operators, then this is something to keep in mind. So it is a workaround, but it does work equally as well. So it's combined with the AND. And what we can do, of course, is review some of those records in the abstract. Or indeed, if we click on through some of the abstracts, then we can see, of course, our terms are highlighted here. Headache symptom, headache aspirin. And they do give some indication as to the importance and the relevance of these terms in proximity to each other. Okay, like we said before, with regards to free text searching, so you're looking for additional terms. The use of Emtree, I can't overemphasize the use of Emtree to simplify your search and to save you time as well. By reviewing those synonyms up front, then you do know, one, whether a term is in Emtree, of course, so you can have a fully indexed search first, but also which synonyms are included. And this will take a lot of time and energy. So, for example, you have different spellings. For example, tumor can be spelled T-U-M-O-R or T-U-M-O-U-R. And if you're aware of this, of course, you may be adding this tumor or tumor into your search. But the spelling T-U-M-O-U-R is a synonym indeed in Emtree. So if indexers find it, then they will map it to the Emtree preferred spelling in this case, which is T-U-M-O-R. So always useful to do that. And of course, what's in the help files, if you haven't been there already, we do include a lot of information, particularly on the free text searching. So here, clicking on help, I've gone into search hints. And you have, for example, the command line syntax. So, for example, this could be interesting when you're editing your search in line and you've picked up some subheadings or you've picked up some limits, for example. Having some understanding of what they mean, whether you want to continue using them in your search, could be very interesting. The proximity operators here as well, so giving you more reference points if you want to come back and play around a little bit more with those. And the field and field of abbreviations are all listed here as well. The wildcards, truncations, so you'll see the use of the asterisk, the use of the question mark, for example, and these are all truncations that are supported in Embase. Chris, do we have time for a few more searches?
Actually, Anne-Marie, we have about 10 minutes left, and we can answer a couple of questions in those 10 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. And then maybe we can incorporate some more searching in answering those questions if it works out. Okay, great.
Okay. All right, we have a question here. Can you use truncation within the quote marks?
No.
Okay.
Yes, so truncation doesn't work in quotes, and this is something that that is useful to look up in the help files as well, because we try to indicate that as much as possible.
Okay, and another question, are citations available in Embase before they are indexed? For example, if I search only using Emtree, am I missing any citations that are not yet indexed?
Very good question, very good question. I'm just trying to see if indeed one of the searches we did brought up an article in process. Because yes, we do, and what we are doing actually is automatically indexing. We do run indexing using Emtree over the articles in press, the in process, and the conference abstract. So they will pick up the Emtree terminology. Therefore, you will not be missing anything, and it is indeed better to use the Emtree terminology to try and include your articles in press and your conference abstract. The sort of things that aren't that are different between those those articles and the fully indexed articles are things like the subheadings, for example, where the indexers manually read the full text, and then based on their understanding and the definitions provided for the various subheadings, they will then add that additional information. And one thing that we didn't touch on so much today was what we call the drug and disease concept, where we actually link a drug to a disease. So, for example, in the adverse drug reaction search that we did, what we actually do then is the indexers will find an instance of an adverse drug reaction, so they will link it to the drug, to the subheading adverse drug reaction, and then they will, in addition, link it to the specific side effect of the disease. So in that case, there is a drug subheading disease relationship, and that is something that is done by the indexers when fully indexing the record.
Okay, and another question. Is using the quick limit for humans similar to using human/DE?
Yes. So with regards to, yes, the advanced form, so selecting humans there, we'll do a /DE search for you. So yes, it is an exact search in that respect, picking up the index record.
Okay. Okay, actually, there's another question kind of similar with regards to the /DE. It's asking what does the /DE and then :DE limit to? Why is it different?
So it is searching in the index field. So it's searching in, so if it's for human, so it's searching for human in the index field. But so that the /DE will search for where humans are indexed in the record, and the :DE is then looking for where humans are mentioned perhaps as part of a phrase.
Okay. And another question, when is it okay?
Yeah, and just sorry, Chris, but
oh, sure.
It's when we do send out the Q&A, we'll try and expand on this a bit more, maybe put some more examples in there as well, because I know it can be quite a tricky subject, and there are a number of fields. I think there's about 5 fields where there is this exact search versus phrase search. And I'll include those in the Q&A as well, and you can find them in the help file too. But the the DE field is a really good one, and the journal title, which we demonstrated as well.
Okay, and another question, when is it okay not to put the quotes around entries when the instructions cite to put in quotes?
When is it okay to not use the quotes? Was that the question?
Yes.
So, if it is a phrase, so if there's more than one term, it's an actual phrase, so heart attack, for example, is a common example. If you're typing that in yourself to the search form, then you do need to enclose it in single quotes. If you start your search in Emtree, and this is sometimes why people don't necessarily notice the quotes, I think, when you click on, as we did in Emtree, we click on the take it to the disease search form or take it to the drug search form, then the quote, it will take it to the search form with those quotes included. Likewise, in the quick search form, because we do what we call an autocomplete, I'm just clicking on quick search now. So if you start typing in heart attack here, we have the autocomplete, which is coming from Emtree. So heart attack, it will say use heart infarction, and you see that it automatically puts those quotes on there for you as well, because it's picking up the Emtree term, in this case, an Emtree phrase. So, so I think if you are coming from Emtree, going into a search form, you don't need to worry about it. But if you're typing directly into the search form, then you do need to use those quotes if there's more than one word that you're looking for and you want to look for them together. You can equally, actually, use a space in between, just like this. And this will actually, sorry, I've just taken it away again. This will do the same as quotes, by the way. I'm just always more familiar with the quotes. But this will work equally well. It brings the two words together.
Okay, and we have about 3 minutes left, so maybe we can just take one more question?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. What is meant by disease management? I noticed it brought up fewer citations in the DM search.
Okay, let's go into help, because I think this is always, rather than answering everything, I think it's useful to show you where you can indeed go and find information on all of the subheadings. And help you can easily link into. Now, I do want to just show you very quickly. On the home page for help, it will link you into some of our training videos as well, and our quick user guides, for example. So we've tried to make it a route into the information, all of the information that you need for using Embase. And if you don't find that information, please do let us know, because we'd like to ensure that you are as self-sufficient as possible when coming to building up these very difficult searches that we know that you work on, and we know the importance of them as well. So let me go into search, and under the drug search, we're looking at disease management. Let me look at disease and disease subheading, and if I now move down, you will see a list of disease subheadings and their definitions. And disease management is used to identify diseases for which information is provided on the evaluation of healthcare costs. Not restricted to drug therapy, including treatment outcome and quality of life studies. The related drug heading, pharmacoeconomics, which is the subheading that you can choose from the drug search form. And this will then give you information similar to looking at managing a disease. It looks at the economics of using a particular drug, and you can combine that with a disease and the disease management subheading to, if you're looking at cost-effective studies, for example.
Okay, thank you, Anne-Marie. And
hey.
thank you to everyone for attending. You will be receiving the complete list of Q&As within the next couple of days, and the slides will be available to you online. Next Embase webinar will be on April 18th. This one is an introductory session. And as you leave this webinar, a short survey will pop up, and we appreciate your feedback from that survey. Again, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.